Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Spirit Blossom Mastery and we'll be facing off against the Teemo adventure from the Spirit Blossom campaign. Since we need to beat this adventure with at least 2 Spirit Blossom champions, I figured we should get it out of the way, and it's been a while since I played Spirit Blossom Mastery, so let's use them again. I don't think anything changed since the last time I played Mastery. I'm still taking Secret Technique because of the synergy. We care a lot about casting more spells that buff our units, so extra stats on our units from spells will be nice. And the Z-Drive prototype just gives us extra rerolls, and the Crown Guard Inheritance is just for the rally effect. I don't think anything else is good on Mastery, Spirit Blossom Mastery, just stuff that acts as a buff while you have him anywhere is the only thing that's worthwhile taking. Because most of the time when Spirit Blossom Mastery comes down, you've already won the game. Because he comes down so late. I guess you can accelerate the entire process if you have like the signature relic for Spirit Blossom Mastery, but I didn't feel like spending money on that relic, so we're just doing this instead. Do I want to drop down the Fallen Student on 1? Or do I want to go Spirit Aspirant Petals of Fate? What are our powers again? I don't even remember. I know they have spell synergy. It's the animate the spell when you play a spell that targets only allies, yes. And whenever I play a spell, or the first time I play a spell every turn, you will refill 1 spell mana. That's not really that impressive, to be honest. I think this turn we just Spirit Aspirant. I went and picked up the explosive entrance right at the start because it's just good. We're going to be animating our spells, so we're going to benefit from the extra damage we deal. I can Petals of Fate for 3, or I can Petals of Fate for 1. I think we're using Petals of Fate for 1. But you know, let's do it at burst speed. We'll just block with the Fallen Student. Like so. Let's Petals of Fate. Not really what I'd like, but fine. I'll save the spare mana for next turn. For a Petals of Fate for 3. Here what do I do? I can follow the game plan I had laid out with the Petals of Fate for 3. And then we try to surprise the opponent with a Grief's Lesson on whatever he blocks. Nah, that doesn't seem correct. We'll see what this gives us. Nexus Strike. Refill mana. We have enough mana for the Practice Makes Perfect. We can bait the opponent. Which unit do I value the most? I think this one. I could have killed the Grandma Inoki, but I don't think it's necessary. Slowly and surely we're kind of grinding down the opponent. But unfortunately it's not fast enough. Can do 1 plus 3. Does this give me an extra spell mana? Let's hope so, because that way I can do... Yep, it does. So, okay, so we can do 1 plus 2 right after. We do this. Can actually do it like so. Make it so we can block both of those. Can even do this. And theoretically this also makes it so when we play Spirit Blossom Mastery we level up. We level him up instantly. I'm taking way too much damage here. I have 3 cards left. Wait, what? How can I only have 3 cards left? I need to close out this game somehow. I have an idea. Kind of. Never mind, my idea is gone. Can't do anything, I think I just lose here. In order to win I needed the Blade Master's Phantoms to have challengers so I could pull the Bundlewood Commando and ensure that the Searing Spirit hits the opponent's Nexus. Now I just die from decking out. Fortunately I couldn't keep control of the board. Well, we have the revive to try again, so it's not the end of the world. Except this is the first adventure, or the first encounter, so... losing here doesn't really bode well for us. Maybe I should have re-rolled for something a little bit more synergistic, but I felt like the explosive entrance would be good enough. I guess I was wrong. Let's keep the Fallen Student. Let's try to fight for the board more aggressively, perhaps. We'll do Fallen Student. Hopefully kill something here. Opponent gets to play the Hungry Gal Cat. Never mind, we don't kill anything. Well, next turn it's Spirit Aspirant, Grief's Lesson. We'll just do this. Generate 2 blockers. Hopefully kill at least 1 unit. Maybe 2. We can't kill 2. I guess... no, we can. We can kill 2. If we do it like so. Then I guess we jump block the Grandma to minimize the amount of damage taken. Then next turn we... Prodigy's Shade? Maybe. 3 into 1. Maybe we draw a decent spell. Let's do another Grief's Lesson. Practice makes perfect. Well, the Prodigy's Shade is very big now. But how long will that last? Until the end of turn, actually. 8 cards left, damn. We're drawing way too many cards. And the opponent's shuffling way too many cards in our deck. We need to close out the game somehow. I think the only way we can do that is to combine the Trusty Ahri with a spellcast. And then he attacks with everything. I'm forced to draw 3. Yeah, I'm forced to draw 3. I can't block these. Next turn I do Trusty Ahri. Practice makes perfect. Maybe Grief's Lesson as well. Battles of Fate. I have 4. Taken a billion damage. Ouch. Because the Trusty Ahri summons a unit with Overwhelm. No, it's not Overwhelm, it's Quick Attack. Why did I think this said Overwhelm? I don't know. In that case, I'm just dead, right? Unless I manage to clear the board somehow.
Guess we're
Hmm. I have a full board, so I don't even get double the value out of any of these. Let's just do this. See what happens.
spraying and praying.
Well, I can kill here. Then I can kill here. And I have a decent amount of units on the board.
Well, Lord,
The next turn I use the ghost just to generate blockers for all of the opponent's units. I have 3 cards in deck. As long as the opponent doesn't do something too harsh to make me draw, I think it's fine. I'm decking out if I let him attack or hit the Nexus. This draws 2. Need to shuffle a card back into the deck somehow. Or deny him a draw, like that. Okay, so next turn I can play Spirit Blossom Mastery. Let's save the spell mana. We'll play Spirit Blossom Mastery, and then worst case scenario we try to use the Spirit Blossom Mastery to shuffle a copy of its champion spell back into the deck. We're going to get a very large set of units, and we even heal up a little bit. Okay, are we killing the opponent? Yes, we are, because we hit a second Mastery's champion spell. We even managed to heal up a decent amount of health thanks to it. Oh, this doesn't bode well for us. We lost our revive this early, and we're struggling this much. We definitely need stuff that makes either spellcasting easier or cheaper spells like this one. Let's pick up the Elixir of Iron. At least we have a lot of regeneration to heal ourselves up in between encounters. Is Karma the play here? I feel like Karma might be the correct choice. Eye of the Dragon is a decent drop. I think we get flow every turn thanks to the effect from our power, duplicating our spells and animating them. Can use for Concussive Palm to stall, and Karma for cheap means that we don't have a dead champion in hand. Allies have vulnerable, summon the weakest follower from your deck. When you summon an ally, set itself to 1. Powder monkeys. I can't have my allies have vulnerable, I think, so let's roll. The foe summons the weakest unit from their deck. When you increase an ally's stats with a spell, increase them by 2 more. Is this worth it? I think I have to pick this up. We're going to risk things a little bit, but by the way things are going, we need it. Allies have fated is okay for deck. I can use the flight and just never attack with it, just so we permanently capture units from the opponent. We can't go for too quiet place. I think we have to go for the other encounter. Let's go. Oh, let's hope that the opponent doesn't fill our board up with landmarks. They are going to summon the weakest unit from their deck, which is probably a Bomber Twins. Let's keep the Elixir of Iron Spirit Aspirant. If the Thirsty Adneris Aviarists had Overwhelm, it would be so much better. Can actually trade favorably into one of those by using this guy.
Contraption like this before.
But with that on the board, it's no longer the case. Maybe... Nah, it's stupid. Let's just do this. Buff up our unit stats by giving them Fated. Proc the flow, maybe it will be relevant. At the very least we'll be able to block next turn.
If it was important, they should have built it better.
We're going to take a billion damage here from the landmarks. But let's hope that the Eye of the Dragon's summons can salvage our health situation. Now that I think about it, these landmarks are actually going to deal damage to us, aren't they? They probably are. In that case, it's probably not too great to play Titanic units. Whatever, we have the Dragonlings. Let's do a Petals of Fate, try to cycle into... That's a spell. It's not the best spell, but it's a spell. Can filter for something. Let's filter for a mastery. Yeah, let's get the mastery. We can get the mastery down for cheaper than usual, actually, thanks to the... No. Titanic is not just the stats alone, right? No, it's stats alone. 8 plus power or health. Then in that case, we won't be able to play the mastery earlier than usual. I was kind of hoping we would be able to play it earlier than usual, so we could go ahead and maybe try to win through a rally effect off of the mastery. But I guess not. Please, Petals of Fate, save me. That's a mastery. Right, I put that on the top of my deck by myself. Do I value the Karma more? Karma is generating spells. But this thing is giving me health. I think the health is more important. It hurts. Ooh, practice makes perfect. That's very good. Ooh, our masteries are actually very high statted thanks to the not only the giant spell, but the fact that they have been hit with the Ardent Sensor, so they are Titanic. Maybe there is a play here after all. Ooh, double Eye of the Dragon. Let's double dip on that healing, shall we? And then we can... do I do mastery here? Or do I wait? What spells have I played? I haven't played actually good buff spells, right? I think I want to do at least a practice makes perfect first. But my opponent's filling my board up with useless landmarks. So I don't get to have nice things. At least now my board is filled with landmarks, so this is not too bad. I actually have a plan. We do a Dragonling this turn. Let's buff this Dragonling with a practice makes perfect. Give him a bunch of extra stats so we heal off of it. I can throw this in as well, just to have it die. I don't care about it. Let's release some board space. Now I master E, and this rallies, while at the same time casting all of the spells we've cast this game.
Hope lives in the edge of my blade.
They're not good spells, but at least they're spells. Ouch. Karma, I guess. And let's get the Lord Elder. Right, we're filling up our hand with crap from the Manifest a Titanic Ally.
Blade and body.
Mastery attacks and attack. If there are enemies, I strike them and recall. So we're going to clear the entire board. Oh, damn, I don't get to attack. I really wanted to, however. Guess I can do practice makes perfect. Can I heal up any other way? Don't think so. I can do this. The opponent has 3 units on the board, one of which being stunned. This should remain stunned. Yep. So we attack with all these 3, and then whichever one the opponent doesn't block, I just practice makes perfect. And this should be enough to close out the game. Yep. Like planned. We took 1 billion damage. We are on the verge of death, basically every encounter. But we haven't died so far, at least at the start. And we're going to get a decent boon from this encounter. Battle Fury is too slow. Let's reroll. Recall, no. Lucky Find. I guess we're picking up Lucky Find. Sightseeing, a good landmark. All spells cost 2 more, that's a no. And the other 2 are also no. Let's roll. Family reunion is like generally good. Same thing with the Haunted Tomb. But they're not good enough, I need something better. Star-tipped Peak. Celestial cards that cost 3 or less. I don't think they're worth it. Reaper's Bay, Ancient Preparations, Emperor's Army, no. Come on, give me something good. Treasure of the Sands, Mystic Vortex, no. Marai Reef. You know what? Sure, Marai Reef Spire is actually somewhat synergistic with our deck. At least that way we get more spell mana, which in turn should translate into more spells. Which we do care about. But I keep the Karma. Let's throw Karma back into the deck. Keep the lower curve in our deck. Ooh. Eye of the Dragon refills 2 mana. Worth of spell mana now. You know what? Sure. Let's Eye of the Dragon right away. This generates a blocker for us, while at the same time giving us a buff on the Eye of the Dragon. It seems like it's not worth it, but sure. Maybe I can steal a buff spell from the opponent. That's a very good spell to steal. Unfortunately, we can't do anything else. Unfortunately, our mastery isn't Titanic, so he's not going to come down anytime soon. Sure. I'll let that happen. I'll take the 5. We're throwing 1. Let's do the Spirit Aspirant.
That's my cue.
We can block here by doing this. Generating 2 elusive blockers. Let's get rid of the Fizz. And then we can do this. I can do health. At the very least, this allows us to actually block here. We block here. It's not the most elegant solution. We go up to 8 cards, but at least we can heal up slightly. We can even drop down the Eye of the Dragon right after, which will give us another Dragon Link next turn.
Breathe in, breathe out.
And we'll have full spell mana next turn, so we can probably do Petals of Fate to get a extra card here. Decent, I suppose. Can attack with everything.
Well, let's dance.
Opponent switching stuff around.
You're all tied up.
Honestly, if he's using all of his combat tricks here, it's probably okay for us. I just want cheaper stuff. Ooh, yeah, this is going to be a good Raza the Thunder turn. This kills the weakest units, right? Yeah, so the evolution's gone without even leveling up. And then one of those dies as well. And we can also drop down the Fallen Student, I guess. This is a very good swing turn for us. The opponent's almost out of resources. We haven't even taken that much damage. I hope the opponent attacks me here. 1 attack. I guess I'll block with the Dragon Link, since you're not putting on that much pressure.
All on the shoulders.
There it is. I'll do this. We'll get the Dragon Link next turn, and we're healing 6. And buffing all of our future. Practice makes perfect.
What is gained when you
7 mana. Let's attack with everything. I want to get rid of units on the board.
We play on.
Can actually do this. We do waste some of the practice makes perfect, but we're healing up quite nicely after this encounter. And we're getting a Grief's Lesson that's huge.
steady your heart, find your beat.
None of that, please. I don't want to draw anymore. Right, I keep forgetting. Once you target a unit on the opponent's side, you need to replay the spell you've, or reassign the blockers, because they get switched around. It's fine. Next turn we just drop down the mastery. We'll attack on his attacking turn.
Breathe out.
The opponent doesn't have a lot of units on the board, so he probably can't respond nicely to this.
And mine, honed and sharp. That fated day is never far from my thoughts.
Right. Now that I think about it, Mastery's summon alone at least deals 6 damage, because that's the amount of units you can have on board. Let's get that. Doesn't really matter what I get, honestly. As long as it casts a bunch of practice makes perfect to heal.
Breathe.
The final lesson.
He gets left with 1 blocker. We're calling the Mastery. Okay, that's fine. Mastery has done his job, honestly. So you dealing that damage is perfectly fine. Then I can just
I am prepared.
attack like this. And you only have one blocker, so choose either block the lifesteal unit or the
Return malevolence.
Blade Master's Phantom. Back to full health. Just like that. I'm feeling better about this run. For a little bit I thought we would lose. But now things are looking up for us. Flurry of Fists is guaranteed to give something double attack. You know what, sure. With all the spell mana we have lying around, it's probably fine. I can get new student as a power if I fight here. Wait a minute. The Ada Spirit encounter cares about the number of fights, right? So theoretically I should be able to cheat the power one encounter earlier by fighting here. Or at least I hope that's how it works. Like, yeah, the opponent, or we do have to fight an extra battle, which is unnecessary, but we're going to be significantly stronger for every other battle after this. The opponent couldn't have asked for a better start, but
On the shoulders.
never mind. I was about to say, but we are fine, but we're not actually fine. Let's get the battering ram, just something that's cheap enough. This is also cheap. We can actually do Tarkas the Tribeless right after this. I'm using the Lucky Find first though. Just so we get an additional blocker in the form of the Blade Master's Phantom. Then we do Tarkas. And we minimize the amount of damage we take. Here. Take 5. Could be worse. The opponent has significantly less cards than I now. But his board is very scary. Can get a full mana bar by doing Serene Spirit plus Ghost. Or full spell mana bar, I should say.
What would you wish to learn?
Is that worth it? I buff the Serene Spirit at the very least. And I guess I can do this. Just put some pressure on the opponent. He has to block this. Or I think he will block this.
You're all tied up.
Yeah, so we lose out on the
Everything's better with company.
on two Serene or on two spirits, but our blockers are nicer now. Can do Concussive Palm. Summon 2 units. Go up to 4 mana yet again.
You see, but you cannot grasp.
Remember the plan.
Which means we have just enough blockers for everything. If we cast the Flurry of Fists.
Your attack is obvious.
Can I block in another order? These two are challenging, but I can kill here. Do more damage here, and I guess we trade there. Unfortunately, we won't be able to cheat out Spirit Blossom Mastery this game. But it could be worse. We have a double attack Spirit's Aspirant. We can even do The Prodigy. This is a low roll. Do I do Flurry of Fists? I guess we do Lucky Find just for the draw. This draws as a spell and a unit.
We owe this land our lives.
Does this change the math? We go to 6, 7 next turn. And we can even do Flurry of Fists this turn. I think that's correct because we can do this, attack like so, Flurry of Fists, the Void Blaster for a double attacker with Overwhelm. That has a very high attack stat. And I guess we can attack with this guy as well.
It will be
The
done.
opponent gets forced to block here, and he takes damage no matter what. We delay the mastery by a turn. Actually, we don't delay him by a turn, but we delay the play of the Eye of the Dragon by a turn. But it's not relevant. Can do Petals of Fate. Let's see what's in the Petals of Fate. Not that great, but at least it's a blocker. I guess we can give an epic item to the Void Blaster. Overwhelm, Fearsome, Challenger. Let's go Challenger. Maybe it changes the math or makes lethal easier to find. Too many units. Most of which have Overwhelm, which is not good for us. Please don't kill me, opponent.
Speed ahead.
He is attacking. I guess he gets rid of the Void Blaster, which is not good for us. But it could be worse. We're taking 14. Can get the karmas down for free. That's a way to refill my spell mana. But I want to do Eye of the Dragon. So let's do Eye of the Dragon and then we...
What is gained?
I suppose we save the space for the Spirit Blossom Mastery. Nah, this thing will die. So we do Karma and
The Yordle here is with me.
let's do Insight of Ages. Try to find a buff spell.
In a single soul.
That's not a buff spell. But maybe this is a buff spell? That's not a the buff spell.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Can attack like this, I guess.
Hold up.
Get some damage through, heal a little bit with the Dragonling.
From shores to hills, we know
I was hoping to clear a path for the Spirit Blossom Mastery, but that's a no.
the lesson begins.
But I get to rally off of this anyway. We're just casting a bunch of Flurry of Fists, right? Yeah, it's the spell I've cast the most times this game. It's not really the best spell to be casting, because these units will only get quick attack, they don't get to pull off the double attack. But as long as they clear the opponent's units, it should be okay. Do this, that thing dies. And we'll just use the... That's what I say, we use the practice makes perfect on whatever doesn't block, but the opponent blocks something every time, and we can't play the practice makes perfect because our mastery gets bounced back to hand. So the opponent gets to survive an additional turn. Let's get rid of this. Karma will generate a spell this turn. Blood in the water. Oh!
What is gained
That's the
when we return
perfect
balance?
spell. Now we get to win. On the one turn earlier than usual at least. Or than we're supposed to. Any way to buff my unit stats? I don't think so. Ooh. That's good. I just wanted to get some more damage off of the Dragonling, so it would heal me up for a bit more. I know we have 22 regeneration, but just a matter of efficiency. Okay, so if things work out the way I expect them to, we get an additional power after this encounter. New student, right? And then, yeah, because it counts just combat encounters. Doesn't matter if it's one that you were not supposed to have normally or not. Do I want to cut a card? Honestly, the trusty Ahri has brought me more sorrow than joy this run, so let's get rid of it. We can have our units be stolen, or foxfires. I think foxfires are easier to deal with, right? Maybe not, because this is a deck that requires a lot of spell casting.
Shall we go together then?
But we'll see. Maybe we'll just kill the opponent with our explosive entrance. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, I'll keep it in the Petals of Fate. Petals of Fate refills 2. Ooh, this is extremely unlucky. No more Rift at the start means no more free spell mana. Just by playing cards. I guess I'll do this.
We each hold
Let's
a
do
world
Eye of the Dragon. Let's do Petals of Fate to try and find something good. Burn one of the Foxfires. That's not that good. And that's not that great of a blocker. I can definitely steal the Final Blessing though. That's a way to go infinite and avoid backing ourselves out.
back to the sand.
I definitely need to find a way to deal with the opponent's elusive attackers though. Ouch. That's not great. I want to practice makes perfect this early. This deals for this should buff it out of range, while at the same time generating a very big, yeah, Blade Master's Phantom. We'll probably only attack with the elusives here. It doesn't attack just with the elusives. Guess that's because
Dragon binds
the
us.
Eye of the Dragon dies.
Focus.
I take 16. I need to get the Mirai Rift down as soon as possible. At least I'll be able to go Karma here. We do Karma for free. We get to preserve the Eye of the Dragon. Let's cycle this. Fierce. No, Overwhelm, definitely. Ouch. We're burning a card. As long as we don't burn anything too important, that's not important enough. Fortunately, that's on the opponent's or defensive turn. We definitely don't want to burn spells. We can do this. We go down to 3. This bumps us up to 2. That's not good enough. But I want to do this as soon as possible. 12 damage to the Karma, damn. Anyway, I can get her out of range. This buffs her up to 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. Not good enough. Guess I can do this. Just to heal up. What is all this damage coming from? Yeah, okay, he cast the high cost version, that's why. It's 6 doubled up. 12 damage, burst speed, seems fair. Can do Prodigy after this. Have I played any spells? I have played the one I played on Karma. We'll see. Either way, we'll let this resolve. Karma is 4, so we can't go for her. Let's just do this. Ooh, we actually have a practice makes perfect in here. That's great for us. This means we get a free attack with this guy. And we get to strike with the Dragonling to heal up one, I guess. The next turn we practice makes perfect. We have the Ghost to actually surprise the opponent's elusives. And then we do Fallen Student. Because Fallen Student will give us the Grief's Lesson when it dies. So we do this first to generate a Blade Master's Phantom. Then we do this to generate 2 blockers that are elusive blockers. Block here, block here, block here. Can trade this guy in. We're at 6 mana, but it's okay. I can... You know what, I'll take the 11. I'll take the 11, go up to 8 cards. Oh, no, actually 10 cards in hand thanks to the Grief's Lesson. But we get down Karma. We get down another Eye of the Dragon. Which means next turn we get to play Master E, no matter what happens.
Breathe in, breathe out.
We can even do this. Let's do... Actually no, this is way too much. But I can do Grief's Lesson. Let's do Grief's Lesson here. Get the very high attack Karma. It's fine. As long as Mastery can clear the board on summon, it's okay.
Would you wish to learn? Let us see.
And as long as our units get the exorbitant amount of stats,
Honed and sharp.
which they will get from the Grief's Lesson, and the practice makes perfect. They're the spells we've cast the most amount of times thus far. Oh, for a second I thought the opponent was just going to take the damage. I would have been so happy. But this is still lethal. Karma is a 35 attack unit. Then we can attack like this, Mastery strikes there. Ooh, the opponent survives. If the opponent hadn't passed priority back to us, we would have killed him.
I go with
Oh well.
the flow. For now.
Mastery kills probably. There's no way he can generate... Oh no, he will. He will actually generate enough blockers. Oh, but the burn from the summons is enough. Completely forgot about that part. Turns out, maybe Explosive Entrance was the correct choice. It has been dealing a considerable amount of damage to the opponent's units. Definitely barrier on the Karma. Unfortunately, Mastery, you're only good for carrying the powers. Bro, hold it, little buddies. Let's do hold it. Nice stall option. Enemies have elusive and lifesteal for the Undying Legion. Let's use one reroll here. You don't draw cards at round start for power overwhelming. We kind of need to draw. We kind of need to draw. I guess we're not picking anything up here. Sweet Trap. And go for the bottom path. Or do we go for the top path? Let's do the bottom path. We haven't done the bottom path in a while. Surely it's not too hard. I actually don't remember how hard it was. Skip the Elixir of Iron. Hopefully the Morai Reef stays in our deck. And let's hope for the best. Karma. Mastery. Maybe I should have picked up more masteries, because mastery has actually been doing relatively well. At least when it comes to giving us stuff to close out the game, or a way to close out the game. Can bait the opponent into blocking, yeah, there. But we use the Elixir of Iron and that is a goner. Let's do Heisho. And Saphirsa, sure. Heisho on 6. Can actually do something different. I don't need to do Heisho on 6. I can do Heisho earlier if I do the Elixir of Iron before it, and it's likely that will happen because I have no other viable plays this turn. Let's do Elixir of Iron. Just want cheap stuff. Stuff that's cheap and can block. If you played 6 plus new spells, deal 3 instead, okay. I don't know if that will proc, but let's hope it does. Can block here, block here, block here. We take 14. We can play this Mastery. We can play Heisho. We can play a lot of things. Let's do Heisho. Let's get those discounts going. Then we can follow it up with a Karma, I suppose. Let's start generating spells. And let's do Spirit Aspirant. Next turn I can very likely play something, then attack with everything. Or summon a Mastery. No, I can't. I need to attack or play something first. So I don't get a free Mastery this turn, but I get one next turn. Let's draw. Summon the Keeper of the Masks. Karma. Maybe a buff spell? That's a buff spell. Sure, let's attack like so. And we can attack with this guy as well. And we'll do this as well. Oh, we don't get the attendant. Unfortunate. I guess I shouldn't have pulled my combat trick after all. Let's do Serene Spirit. We'll need something to block the opponent's units next turn. Crying Sands. To be worse. Can do Mastery this turn. Do I do Mastery this turn? Let's do it. Let's get the rally off. Hopefully threaten the opponent enough to the point where he has to do something. The unfortunate part is that none of the spells we've played thus far are that great. But we might be able to close out the game this turn if we're lucky enough and the opponent doesn't have anything. Atakan. Kingfisher, I guess. This, I guess. We're not getting most of this anyway. I would have really liked for it to be the Atakan, the one we got. Guess it wasn't meant to be. We're never getting this Center Conservator's effect off. Block here. Can do this to block with the Aisho. Then Mastery blocks there. We take 3 from the impact. But the opponent has been left with no board. Can we kill him this turn? No. But I can actually do something fun. We do Kingfisher. Let's do Practice Makes Perfect here for the heal on it. And then we have set up so that next turn we get the rally effect because Mastery gets bounced back to our hand after this attack, yep. So we strike here. And then doesn't really matter what we play anymore. I guess we'll get some protection on the Kingfisher. Just so that next turn we can attack, play the Mastery, then attack again thanks to Kingfisher's rally effect. It should translate into a victory for us. Yeah, we attack here, he probably blocks the Karma, yeah. All of that. That puts a dent in our plans. I was really counting on having the discount from Heisho in order to play the Mastery this turn. Can I save Karma then? That's not a save for Karma. But I get to rally at least. No, just not the way I wanted to. Because the opponent managed to block Karma. Let's do buff on Karma. Let's do attack. If hit deep. Can kill one of the opponent's units. Then we attack with everything. No, let's hold back the Karma. Even if I attack with the Karma, it's not lethal, so it's irrelevant. No more discounts means no more lethal with Mastery this turn. Guess we're doing Prodigy's Shade. Let's keep the Practice Makes Perfect chain going. The opponent attacks me here, obviously, but we can stall him. Let's ensure that doesn't deal damage because I have no elusive blockers. No attacks, actually. I was fully expecting an attack. Do I go for Mastery this turn? Or right away? Mastery right away might be enough. Yeah, we don't need the rally effect. Come on, Practice Makes Perfect. That's 1, that's 2. Okay, we eat a decent amount of Practice Makes Perfect. Not the ideal amount, but a decent amount of it nonetheless. And worst case scenario, if we don't get lethal, we can just gamble on the Ricochet. Playing a card from the deck. Okay, so he actually comes out on top here. Because he heals up thanks to the Tasty Fey Folk. And he's rallying. Wait, really? Why do you attack with that? That's just stupid. You lose We lose the game because of that attack. No, he would have lost no matter what. The practice makes perfect alone gives us enough stats to close out the game. Never mind. Nothing you did mattered, opponent. Now we actually go into an incredibly hard encounter. Let's do a Risen Soul. Can do Old Chest or a Healer. Let's do Healer. What card do we cut? What's the weakest card in my deck? Possibly the Serene Spirit. I don't think I've played a single time and I was satisfied with it. Let's get rid of it. Now this is a hard encounter. Whenever we summon a unit, we're going to deal 1 damage to the opponent's Nexus, and that 1 damage will be converted into 4 chimes. But if we play things properly, we should be able to go for a big swing turn where the opponent doesn't expect it. 1 chime in deck. I guess the opponent 1 squared equals 1. I guess it's just 1 chime per point of damage. I thought it was times 4. But it's not times 4, right? Because maybe it's me not understanding English, but squared shouldn't be times 4. It should be 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, for example. So this should be fine. I can test it out. Let's do Fallen Student. This should only shuffle 1 chime into the deck. Okay, that was correct. That second chime was from the Asmus. In that case, let's play it slow. Let's no longer play it slow. That's something I can trade into with the Fallen Student. Maybe I should have waited for that though.
Open minds and clean.
That's the main concern, it's the elusives. Let's see if I get something good off of this. It's unfortunate we managed to hit the 1 flash bomb trap. Actually no, not 1, 13 still though. And the opponent also is hitting, or we're also hitting Terrifies for the opponent. That's no good. We're taking 12 from just from elusives alone. We should stop doing this. But I really wanted to get Karma down this turn.
Section 1. Runeterra realms.
24 damage and mitigatable. Ouch. We're going to burn way too many cards. The worst would be to burn Mastery. I feel like we're hinging our win on a big swing turn off of the Mastery. Maybe we can do a big swing turn with an overwhelming unit with the Flurry of Fists. Unfortunately, we managed to give this guy overwhelm. Let's do 1 practice makes perfect here. Buff of the Karma. $11. We'll attack like so.
Question our resolve.
Maybe I shouldn't commit this attack because the opponent has no reason to block here, right? The smart decision is never to block any attack coming his way. But it's like, if I don't attack here, what am I doing? Playing this Spirit Aspirant? I guess. I guess I can do this as well. Fallen Student. Maduli. Guess now I have to attack.
We must make our own path.
And we do this. And we kill the Maduli. But we leave this guy alive. And that's a problem. Oh, let's see what happens. Oh, the opponent's blocking. Great, that's exactly what I wanted. Now we have a huge Grief's Lesson in our hand. We have the Flurry of Fists. Maybe we can make this work. I just need to ensure that we can block most of the opponent's damage. Somewhat, some way. Let's do Prodigy. Grief's Lesson. Yeah, let's do Grief's Lesson. Ooh, Ghost is pretty good. A pretty good hit. He probably attacks me here, right? Yeah, with all the elusives he has. We can do Ghost on this guy, I guess. I just want him to just want to get him out of the board. Block here. I buff one of my units up to deal with one of these. Guess I can do this. Buff that up to block there. And that's all I can do. We draw 2. Are we burn? We might burn the Mastery. That's my main concern. And the buff caps are infinite as long as those two stick around in our deck. I guess I can kill the opponent's Mr. Thrift if I do something like this. Do we do Reasoned Soul? Oh wait, I thought these were the guys that had Challenger, right? I've already gone through all of them in our deck. When you play another cost reduced card, grant me +1/+1. I would really like the Mastery.
I am what I be.
Do I do Karma's Insight for just to fish for something? Let's fish for something here. Oh dear, Wrath of the Freljord. Wrath of the Freljord is an Overwhelmer. We're not getting any discounts, but whatever. Hit that stairs, I guess. I guess I'll pass. He has a decent amount of chimes in the deck, but as long as those elusive units remain to a minimum. Oh, we can just tutor a Mastery. That's exactly the kind of spell I wanted.
Section 1. Runeterra realms.
Unfortunately, the opponent's attacking with everything. I might be forced to block with Karma. I'm going to block with Karma, I don't care. Let's just do this. Block here. Block here. Can move trade. Actually, we can make this guy trade. That guy blocks there. We tutor champion. We have Karma in our hand. Never mind, we got unlucky and hit traps. We might die. We have 3 cards in left, 3 cards left and 24 buff caps in the deck.
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
I don't think there's any way we can heal up. Please don't hit a bunch of buff caps. 8. Of course I hit 8. I hit 8. The opponent dodges buff caps like a ninja. Meanwhile I can't replicate the same feat.
We have learned as much as we have suffered.
I guess that's my fault for fighting against an encounter that had Mr. Thrift shuffling buff caps continuously into our deck. Unfortunately, I don't have any time for a redo, so that will have to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.